don't actually have that many heels. Just this black pair, these red ones, and these blue ones. And booties. So, shoes. I've left this until last because it can be the hardest. And as always, there's a way you can do it quickly, which a lot of you may not like, or there's a slower way, which can take some time, but it's really good if you don't need the heels right now. But this is a conversation we should actually be having a little later in the video. We have something a lot more important to talk about right now. I want to get ready for a future video where I answer some of your questions live. So if you have any questions you want to send in about this topic or any topic I've mentioned before, or anything about cross-dressing, send any of your questions in by commenting on any of my videos or messaging me on Instagram or on Tumblr, and then I can start putting these questions together and getting answers together, which I can put into a nice video for you all. So back to the main topic. With clothes, you're already going to have a rough idea on what size you'll be, and you're likely to be dressing for your body, so being a bit off with sizing isn't the end of the world. But shoes? Girl. Shoes come in all shapes and sizes. And unfortunately, the people who make heels believe that just a little bit too much, because not all size 9s are the same bleeding size. Just to give you an example, these red heels fit me perfectly, and they're a size 9. Whereas these red heels are designed for people without toes or ankles. But apparently they're still a size 9. Look, you can even see the difference. No. So the first thing you're going to have to sort out is a reliable supplier. And the supplier you want to go with is probably going to vary from person to person. My go-to shop for heels is New Look because I know their size 9s fit me perfectly. And I would recommend them as a good place to start if you've never actually tried shopping for heels before. But just because it works for me doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. So how do we find the shop selling your perfect size? Well, there are two ways. If you've been watching my previous videos, you're probably going to be noticing a pattern by now. The first is nice and quick, but it does require a bit of confidence. And the second one might take a bit of time, however it doesn't require you to put yourself out there. And it doesn't really matter which technique you use, because at the end of it you're still going to end up with a pair of heels which fit you perfectly. So just stick with whichever technique makes you feel most comfortable. Now, I'm a method 1 kind of girl, and it goes a bit like this. You enter the shop, you try on the shoes, and then oh, no, that's it. That's all you have to do. You're done. Good job. But this is kind of why you need confidence for a technique like this. With clothes, you can always just pop over to the changing room and have a little bit of privacy in there. But you don't really get that luxury with shoes, which means it's quite likely that you're going to have to try them on the shop floor, in front of everyone. Now, some of you are probably fine with this, but some of you probably think this is also a living nightmare. So my advice is to either be quick or be camp. If you're by yourself, just sit down, quickly get them on and see how they feel. You'll notice pretty quickly if they fit or not, so you don't need to go wandering around the shop floor to try them. And then you can just slip them on and slip them off. Now, if you are with a friend, you can just take your time and camp it all up a bit. Don't necessarily draw attention to yourself, just make it seem like it's a bit of a joke. I've personally been doing the bit of a joke method for well over a decade now. If I ever wrote an autobiography, it would probably be called Jessica Blaise, Bit of a Joke. And now on to technique number 2. This is actually very similar to technique number 1, except it's so much slower. So in the UK, your women's shoe size is going to be very similar to your men's shoe size. So if you're a size 7 in men's, then you're also a size 7 in women's. And you can use this to order your shoes online instead. Now, this isn't ideal, as you don't get to try them on before you buy them. So I'd really only recommend trying this with a retailer that has a shop near you as well. So that this way you can try them on when they arrive, and if they don't fit, you can just take them back. And most retailers these days do let you buy online and then take your returns back to the actual shop. So you can buy, try, and then return if you have to. Now, obviously, this does take a lot longer. Something that you could probably knock out in an hour is suddenly taking a few days. But remember, this isn't for every pair of shoes. These are tricks to help you find your ideal shoe size and the people that are selling them. And once you've found it, you don't have to try the shoes on because you already know they're going to fit. Now, this video is a bit shorter than my others, partly because there's not actually that many ways of buying shoes without trying them, and partly because it's a really nice day outside and I kind of want to go and get a suntan.
Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby?
The hell was that? And that's all I have for this week. I hope this mini-series has been helpful and I'd love to hear back from you. Send me in any success stories you've had from trying these techniques, or even if you just want to share a shopping experience you've had. And as always, if you've liked the video, you can hit the little thumbs up just down there. If you have any questions that you want to show up in the Q&A video, put them in the comments below. And if you want to see my future videos, you can hit subscribe and turn notifications on. And remember, who set the world on fire?
Future's far away, but I'll stay, I'll stay.
And these are my summer shoes, and these are my statement glitter heels. And what kind of trash haul would I be without my hooker boots?
Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you are, would always leave me? Why do I, baby?
You're not seeing the bottom half.
Can't look back and run from what I feel inside. There's no more time to hide, because